It's now been more than a full week since Wisconsin Republican Congressman Paul Ryan was named as Mitt Romney's vice presidential nominee, and consensus is that choice was made because of Ryan's command of economic policy. Ryan, of course, is the author of the Ryan Budget Plan, which calls for cuts in Medicare and Medicaid, Social Security, and social programs like welfare and unemployment, and above all else, or at least alongside all else, an end to economic stimulus as a way to spark the economy. Here's just one example of Ryan's views of stimulus, like the one passed by President Obama in 2009.
Too many are searching for answers in the discredited economic playbook of borrow and spend Keynesian policies. We have seen this movie before, and we know how it ends. Ask the Europeans. You can't take money from the private, productive sector of our economy, funnel it through Washington, and expect to create wealth and sustained economic growth.
Pretty convincing, right? Stimulus never ever works, and if it continues, it'll lead to the ruination of the United States. This weekend, MSNBC host and columnist Chris Hayes found a clip of Paul Ryan talking stimulus in 2002. The president was George W. Bush. The recession was the post 9/11 downturn, and Ryan's views could not have been more different.
What we're trying to accomplish today with the passage of this third stimulus package is to create jobs and help the unemployed. What we're trying to accomplish here is a recognition of the fact that in recessions, unemployment lags on even well after a recovery has taken place.
This major flip-flop comes on the heels of last week's discovery that Ryan, who remember now hates the stimulus, asked for and got millions of dollars in stimulus spending for his own district in Wisconsin. The Boston Globe finding at least 4 letters from Ryan asking for stimulus money. 2 groups in the district got money from Uncle Sam. Among them, one group that pocketed $20 million of stimulus. All that on top of Ryan's request for earmarks, which he also publicly opposes. Guys, I'm going to hit you with my first question, which is, what?
I'm going to defend Paul Ryan, okay?
Go ahead.
He was doing what he should be doing, which is being a politician. And I give him credit for that because it's kind of a warped bipartisanship, but it is playing the game.
You're saying he was being a good Republican or being a good congressman fending for his district?
He was fending for his district, so he was being a good congressman and a good politician because we don't have enough bipartisanship anymore, and that is a form of bipartisanship. It's doing the thing at the opportune time that comes along, and that's what he did.
And what's I'm going to go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, no, here's the thing: is that you know what? I agree with the gentleman from Manhattan.
The gentleman, yes.
Is that no? And the reason why is because look, what's he supposed to do? They go and they pass all this stimulus, and what's he supposed to do? Say, well, the rest of the country, the rest of the districts are getting theirs. I'm going to tell my folks here, you can't have. Well, I'm
I
so
see.
I mean, what's he going to do?
I see. So we are for stimulus unless it's to help embarrass the Democratic president, Obama, and then we're against it. And so what this is oops, do what politicians traditionally do, say one thing, do another. The records have proven that the word hypocrite perhaps can be used.
You can't turn down the smorgasbord is what I'm saying.
But you know what? But other Republican officials have stood on principle and have said, no, I'm against stimulus. President Obama, I'll pass on the money. Now, that didn't go well with voters in the district, but they stood on principle. What's Mr. Ryan's excuse?
How many insane people actually said, I'm not taking that money?
Well, at least 3 or 4 stood up and said,
Tom Coburn.
Yes.
Right, and they would not take the money.
But TJ, the whole basis for the selection of Paul Ryan was he's the guy who knows everything about the budget. He's the guy who's got the plan to solve the budget problems.
Right.
Except he opposed his own position 10 years ago.
Well, this is one of those times where I wave the white flag and refer to my own pay grade. This is way over it, because one thing that I need to know is what exactly was the extent, what was the size of that stimulus he was talking about in 2002? What these
were the tax cuts that came following 9/11. Everybody got a check in the mail from George W. Bush.
That weird thing where you got, I think I might have gotten $175. I don't know what
Something like that.
But that's a big difference between a massive, huge, what amounted to a slush fund, that with really so little oversight. This thing was mad. This thing was
why is it different? Because it's the same thing, really. It's the government injecting money into the economy to jumpstart something that's stagnated.
I think when you start talking about the volume of it, I think that would come into play. Again, I'm not claiming to know everything about what he was talking about in 2002. I can't say that any clearer. I don't know the extent to which that stimulus was going. I was a mere buck back then. 2002.
Ryan looks like he hasn't aged a day since then. I don't know what it is he eats or drinks.
Yeah, you know what, Ryan, I'll give him this much. He is an attractive-looking candidate for the camera.
Yes, he is.
He looks good for the camera. But perhaps
because you're not running.
But perhaps, but perhaps, Andrew, the vetting process didn't work because with Team Romney. Ryan, you know, 1 minute they have the same health care plan, the next minute mine is a little different, the next minute, oh, we agree. It's like, what's going on? It's like they can't, one hand doesn't know what the other's doing, and it seems like they got a major problem here.
I actually can, I don't know if this is digressing, but I think that Romney actually has a plan there. I think Romney is a Clintonian-like president, or will be if he is president or politician. He's a centrist, and part of his plan is, I'm going to get this guy who's my bulldog, and he's going to, if we both get elected, be able to pitch both houses of Congress on my bills.
You know what? Yeah, you were digressing a little bit there. Yeah. No. But so you've got a presidential nominee or presumptive nominee who can't run on his signature policy back in Massachusetts, that being healthcare, and a vice presidential nominee who apparently speaks with two different voices when it comes to economic policy. Major problem for the campaign or not?
Why should that matter? why should principle have anything to do with this?
Honestly,
can you imagine what, I know you guys are going to eat me alive on this one, but can you imagine what Biden is going to do to this guy in a debate?
All right, yes or
Oh,
yes,
come on. Can you imagine?
Oh, no.
Now, Biden may have his own verbals.
What do y'all think about that?
yes or no, because we're running out of time. Okay. Does this hurt Romney Ryan when it comes to November?
No.
No.
No. Too far away.
Dominic?
Yes, these are issues. Team Obama, the folks out of Chicago, they're much too slick, much too good to let all this stuff go.
Cranking up the ad
and a
machine
commercial
right
coming
now.
near you soon.
Absolutely.
So they're going to make a commercial, and a woman's going to come out and go, Paul Ryan killed my husband. I don't know how, but he did it. Through his lies.
All right.